Guys, Zach Ginn, Flip with Rick here. I'm joined in the truck today. I'm in between appointments. I wanted to talk from the car, get some real talk today about what should you do if you're a real estate wholesaler and investor. Should you get a real estate license? Should you become a realtor? Are there advantages to that or is there disadvantages to that? I'm going to give you an exact breakdown. I'm going to show you the pros and the cons of becoming a realtor and getting your real estate license while being a real estate investor and wholesaler part-time or full-time. All right, guys, let's get into it. I don't want to waste any time here, but first of all, just as you know, this might not be the most high-quality studio setup thing. I'm being real, guys. I'm in between appointments. I really do this for a living, guys. I'm doing deals. I just made another $20,000 wholesale deal. I'm going to do a breakdown video of that. Got a potential huge deal that I'm about to go on next. I think I can get that contract. We're gonna break everything down if I do get that, and I'll show you. But let's talk about the topic of the day. Should you become a realtor? Should you get your real estate license? Let's go through the pros of that, and let's go through the cons. Because in the short answer, maybe, and in the long answer, maybe not. So let's break down the pros. Now, the top pro of why you probably want to get your license and become a realtor as a real estate investor and wholesaler is you want to list properties that have bad wholesale potential. You know, if you go on a property and it's very nice, let's say a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 home, it's got the granite countertop, it's perfect, the seller really wants to go retail and it's just not a good wholesale deal, you guys, we could get in trouble and we maybe not get that deal. But maybe you built that rapport and the seller trusts you enough as a person, but maybe the price is the objection, and you can list the property and get a nice fat commission off of that. That's why most people want to become realtors and wholesalers. So that is the top reason why someone would want to become a realtor. That's probably their top pro. Now, the second pro of becoming a realtor and real estate investor, having both of that together, is you could gain more credibility from sellers. Now, this is a controversial topic in the wholesaling community, but people tend to trust people that are licensed realtors versus unlicensed realtors when it comes to someone maybe coming on an appointment and talking to them. You know, in my opinion, rapport will just destroy that. But, you know, if you're going off the bat, people might trust you a little more if you're a licensed realtor. Now, this is the last pro of having a license if you want to become a real estate investor, which is if you're let's just be honest here, if you suck as a wholesaler, you suck at marketing, you're terrible at going on appointments, or you just hate giving lowball offers, quote unquote, you could make more money as a realtor. I'm going to be honest, 90 to 80% of all wholesalers are eventually going to quit the industry and they're going to most likely turn out as realtors. A lot of my competition that used to be my competition, we beat them out on all these appointments. They quit the industry, they turned into realtors, and they're making more money. They're not making six figures, but you know, they're making money as a realtor because they're just not cut out as wholesalers. It's a different breed becoming a wholesaler, making six-figure deals, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in wholesaling. You got to be great at marketing. You got to be great on the appointment, the dispositions. You got to be really good at everything. And some people aren't cut out for that. So if that's potentially you might have to become a realtor. But I'm telling you, if you learn the education, watch these videos, you wouldn't have to do that. Well, guys, let's get into the cons of being a licensed realtor while you're a wholesale and real estate investor. Probably the top con I could think of here is you have to disclose. So if you're doing marketing channels where it's best that trusted people or motivated sellers know who you are before. So let's say you're doing RVMs, SMS, bandit signs. You don't want code enforcement knowing who you are. They'll slap you crazy fines. Like when I'm putting out 100 signs back in the day, they could have charged me $500 if they knew who I was. It's not good, guys. And once you're a realtor, you must disclose that. I'm not lying to you guys. So if you have a bandit sign, you have to put you're a realtor on the bandit sign, and guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna go after you. If you're doing SMS, you have to disclose you're a realtor, you know, at Berkshire Hathaway, this is Zach Ginn. If you actually do RVMs, you have to do the same thing. You guys, you'll get in trouble. It's easy money. If I had a realtor, you know, give me an RVM here in Florida, I can easily make $1,000. Just get a lawyer for like $100, $200, write them a letter, and I get $1,000. It's against TCPA rules, especially in Florida. So you have to disclose things. Sometimes it's not in your best interest to do that. Another con of being a realtor while wholesaler or getting your license is you're going to put certain things in the mind of your seller. So what do I mean by this? I mean, let's say you go on this appointment, you're having a great time, great talking. They ask if you're a realtor. You say, of course I am. I'm at, Remax or something like that. And they think in their mind here, hey, this guy's a realtor. They automatically put in their mind that they can list it. Worst case scenario, if this guy doesn't give me my price, I can list it. The difference between me, if I go on this appointment, they know I'm buying it cash and there's no other way to go because I'm the right guy for them. The listing's not even in their head. Like when I give them an offer that might be a good deal for me, a little less than what retail would be, that's how we make the spread as a wholesaler. They're not thinking listing in their head. They're thinking Zach, buying cash, easy. And they think of you if you get your license and you have to disclose, like we said before, that you're a realtor. They might have list in their head, and that could potentially destroy the deal. You might get the listing, but would you rather get a $5,000 listing or a $40,000 deal? Obviously, you know this. If you get your license, you have to pay a lot of fees, be in the MLS fee. You have to pay your brokerage fees, especially if you use like Keller Williams. I know they charge an arm and a leg just to use their brokerage or get an office there. That is another con you do have to look at because you could potentially be wasting money or dollars that you could put into marketing. When my Flip with Rick university student asked me if they should get their license and become a realtor, I told them no. I don't think it is. They're newer in the industry. They're trying to get their foot set into wholesaling, and they're trying to make their dreams come true with this. And I can help them, and I'm gonna get them there. Here's the issue that I have with becoming a realtor here. If you get your license, you spend all this time and energy, you spend all this money, let's say you do it. Once you start wholesaling, you have in the back of your head here, it's the little voice in your head that's telling you, hey, Zach, if you don't make it here, it's okay. You can just become a realtor. So don't burn your bridges. There's always a second option. You don't have to make it in wholesaling. You can make your $50,000, $60,000 being a realtor. So if you have a second option, you might just give up on your dreams, because I know if you have no other option to go, and let's say wholesaling is your only choice, you'll make it work. I don't want to give you guys a history lesson here, but back in 1500s, a guy, an explorer called Hernan Cortez, I definitely butchered that name, when him and his men landed in Veracruz, they were there to conquer it. And what he did, he burned the boats. What does that mean? They're all the way in Europe. They're European people. They came over to the New World. They're going to conquer it. They burned the boats. Think about that for a second. What if you were going to conquer something, conquer wholesaling, and me, Zach, I burnt the boats to go back to your old life, back to being a realtor? There's no other option. You must march forward and conquer and attack, become a great real estate investor. Becoming that license, getting that license is almost keeping the boats there, if you will. It's a funny thing to think about, but burning the boats could be one of the best motivators for you to get going and become successful in it. That is one of my main gripes of becoming a realtor and getting your license. I never usually recommend it. I mean, if you have your license, I wouldn't say get rid of it, because you put all this time and effort into it, but sometimes if you burn those boats, it can light a fire inside of your heart and your brain to become successful. And the last con of becoming a realtor as a wholesaler is it's a lot of effort, really. I'm just being honest. Like going to real estate school, doing all that stuff. I mean, you're learning all this stuff that's not going to help you really in the business. They don't teach you negotiating, really any important real estate laws that you don't already know watching this channel and things like that I'm teaching you for free. You don't get all that. You have to do all that effort. And is your time best spent if you spent the lots of hours it takes to become a realtor? What if you spent that time driving for dollars, doing deals? You'd probably make over six figures if you put your mind to it and did the sweat equity. So think about it. Is getting your license worth it? You guys have to decide for yourself. I recommend no. I think burning the boats is one of the best things possible, especially for a young single guy like me. Now, if you're 35 years old, you're married, you have lots of kids that depend on you, and you have a job, I wouldn't say burn the boats there, but you guys got to think it's a tough thing to do. Should you quit the job? Should you not? You know, it's really up to you. But the answer to that question with that guy, he was young, single, didn't have any kids. He had a lot of money saved up. I told him, don't get your license. Let's do this. Let's get successful, and let's do this journey. So I really thank you guys for watching this video. I'm trying harder and harder to get the 3 videos out a week that we're doing. We've got the Back Switches podcast every Wednesday, Monday, and Friday. You're getting new ones at 5 o'clock. I thank you so much for watching this channel and just supporting me. I know the content that I give you just can only help you and just help you out become a better real estate investor, make you a complete real estate investor. And just letting you know, guys, I do this for real. I'm out in appointments. I got my gloves. I got my masks. I'm going on these appointments. I'm doing deals. I'm breaking these deals down for you. I'm not in a studio 24/7 teaching it. I'm actually doing it in the business. So if you have any questions, please message me, comment below, and I'll get back to it. But this is Zach Ginn signing out. Burn the boats, guys. Let's get it done. Let's get a deal this month. Get a deal this week. Get a deal today, guys. Get on the phone and get a deal. See you guys later. Zach Ginn, Flip the Rick, signing out.